7.1 Mindful Communication, How to Listen and Speak with Empathy. The importance of active listening. Active listening is a key element in effective communication and building strong relationships. It consists of paying attention to what the other person is saying, both verbally and non-verbally, without interruptions or distractions. Mindfulness can help improve active listening, as it requires being present in the moment, focusing on the other person and taking in their thoughts and emotions without judgment. Here are some suggestions for practicing active listening through mindfulness. Focus on the present moment, putting thoughts and concerns aside, focusing on what the other person is saying. Pay attention to nonverbal language, observe facial expressions, gestures, and posture to better understand the emotions and underlying messages of words. Avoid interruptions and distractions, resist the temptation to interrupt or think about what you will say in response, focusing instead on listening. Paraphrase and ask for clarification, repeat in your own words what you have understood, to make sure you have understood the message correctly and ask for clarification if necessary. Express empathy and support, show understanding and interest in the other person's feelings and experiences, offering support and encouragement. Here are some practical examples of active listening. In a conversation between friends, one of them tells about a problem at work. The active listener pays attention, focuses on the present moment and tries to understand the friend's feelings, without interrupting or offering unsolicited advice. During a business meeting, a colleague presents a project. The active listener follows the presentation carefully, focusing on the details and trying to understand the challenges and opportunities of the project, without distracting himself or herself with his or her own thoughts or concerns. In the next section, we will explore how mindfulness can improve the speaking aspect of communication. Strategies for expressing one's thoughts and emotions clearly and authentically, considering the impact of words on others, and using assertive and respectful language will be discussed. In addition, examples will be given of how mindfulness can help prevent misunderstandings and improve the quality of interpersonal relationships. Speaking with awareness. Speaking mindfully is a crucial aspect of effective communication and healthy interpersonal relationships. Mindfulness can help develop this skill by enhancing the ability to express thoughts and emotions authentically, assertively, and respectfully. The following are some strategies for applying mindfulness while speaking. Be present in the moment, focus on the here and now during a conversation, putting aside thoughts and worries that might create distractions. Express your thoughts and emotions clearly, communicate openly what you think and feel, using simple and direct language, avoiding misunderstandings. Speak with respect and empathy, consider the impact of words on the interlocutor and choose language that takes into account his or her emotions and the context of the conversation. Practicing assertiveness, expressing one's needs and desires clearly and respectfully, without being aggressive or passive, striking a balance that promotes communication. Pay attention to nonverbal language, be aware of posture, gestures and facial expressions, which can influence others' perceptions of communication. Here are some examples of mindful speaking. During a conversation between partners, one of them expresses his or her feelings about a problem in the relationship. He uses clear and direct language, speaking with empathy and respect, taking into account the partner's emotions. In a work context, an employee communicates a need for change in workload to his boss. He speaks assertively, stating his views clearly and respectfully, trying to find a solution that is beneficial to both parties. In the next section, the focus will shift to the importance of empathy in communication. It will discuss how empathy can improve the quality of interactions by helping to understand and share the emotions of others. In addition, examples will be given of how empathy can be applied in different communication situations, promoting deeper and more satisfying relationships. Empathy in communication. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the emotions and experiences of others, putting oneself in their shoes. It is a fundamental component of effective communication and healthy interpersonal relationships. When you practice empathy, you create an environment of acceptance and support, facilitating mutual understanding and conflict resolution. The following are some ways to integrate empathy into daily interactions. Listen carefully, prioritize active listening, paying attention to the interlocutor's needs, feelings and concerns without interrupting or judging. Recognize and validate others' emotions, express understanding and acceptance of others' emotions, even if you do not share the same feelings or perspectives. Reflecting emotions, reflect your interlocutor's emotions through verbal and nonverbal language, showing that you are in tune with what they are feeling. Express solidarity, offer support and encouragement, showing that you care about the interlocutor's well-being. Here are some examples of empathy in communication. During a conversation between friends, one of them shares a difficult experience. The other friend listens attentively, acknowledges emotions and offers support, creating a safe environment to express feelings. In a work meeting, one team member expresses frustration with a project. The other team members listen, mirror his emotions and offer solutions to improve the situation. In the next section, the importance of being aware of one's emotions during communication will be examined. It will discuss how awareness of one's emotions can improve communication effectiveness, avoid misunderstandings, and manage conflict more productively. In addition, suggestions will be given for developing greater emotional awareness and strategies for managing emotions during interactions with others. Awareness of one's emotions in communication. A key component in effective communication is awareness of one's emotions. Recognizing and understanding one's feelings can improve the quality of interactions with others, facilitating authentic expression and mutual understanding. The practice of mindfulness can help develop this emotional awareness, offering tools for managing and communicating emotions in healthy and effective ways. First of all, mindfulness teaches people to pay attention to their emotions without judgment. When you experience a feeling or emotion, you try to observe it and accept it for what it is, without trying to change or repress it. This approach allows one to develop a greater understanding of one's moods and emotional reactions. Example: during a conversation, you notice that you are feeling anger or frustration. Instead of ignoring or suppressing these feelings, you acknowledge their presence and try to understand their origin. Second, mindfulness helps to express one's emotions clearly and authentically. Communicating one's feelings can promote mutual understanding and prevent misunderstanding or conflict. Mindfulness encourages speaking sincerely, respecting one's own needs and those of others. Example: if you feel sadness because of a comment made by a friend, you can express your feelings by saying, "When you said that thing, I felt sad because I felt like you were not considering me. Could you explain your point of view better?" Finally, mindfulness promotes empathy and compassion toward oneself and others. Being aware of one's own emotions can make it easier to understand and accommodate others' feelings, creating an open and supportive climate for communication. Example: when listening to a friend tell of her difficulties, you tune into her feelings and try to offer support and understanding, acknowledging your own emotions in response to her words and adjusting your behavior accordingly. In the next section, the focus will shift to conflict management through mindfulness. Strategies based on mindful presence and emotional awareness will be examined for dealing with tensions and disagreements in interpersonal relationships, facilitating conflict resolution and strengthening the bonds between the people involved. Conflict management through mindfulness. The practice of mindfulness can be a valuable ally in conflict management, as it promotes mental presence, emotional awareness and empathic listening. In interpersonal relationships, conflicts are inevitable, but addressing them with a mindfulness-based perspective can lead to constructive solutions and deepening relationships. Here are some mindfulness-based strategies for dealing with conflict. Stop and observe. When you feel tension or discomfort in a conversation, it is important to pause and observe your emotions and reactions. This can help you become aware of the situation and consider the most appropriate response. Example: during a discussion with a colleague, you feel growing irritation. Before reacting impulsively, you pause, take a deep breath and observe your emotions, allowing you to respond more calmly and thoughtfully. Listening with empathy. Empathic listening involves tuning into the other person's feelings and perspectives, seeking to understand their point of view without judgment. This approach fosters connection and mutual understanding. Example: in a conversation with a friend who has a different opinion, you make an effort to listen carefully to his or her arguments, trying to understand his or her point of view and feelings, even if you disagree. Expressing your needs and feelings in a non-violent way, communicating clearly and assertively, without accusing or blaming the other person, allows you to share your concerns and seek shared solutions. Example: instead of saying "you are always late," you can express your frustration in a non-violent way by stating, "I get frustrated when you are late, because I feel like my time is not valued. Could you try to be more punctual?" Seeking shared solutions. Addressing conflicts with a cooperative attitude that is open to dialogue can facilitate finding solutions that satisfy both parties involved. Example: in a dispute between roommates regarding the division of household cleaning, a meeting can be proposed to discuss possible solutions together, such as creating a shared calendar or establishing cleaning shifts. In the next section, the role of nonverbal communication in the context of mindfulness will be explored. It will discuss how gestures, facial expressions, posture, and tone of voice affect the quality of interpersonal interactions and how mindfulness practice can help improve the perception and expression of nonverbal signals. Nonverbal communication and mindfulness. This section examines the importance of nonverbal communication in the context of mindfulness and empathic communication. Nonverbal communication includes gestures, facial expressions, tone of voice, posture, and eye contact, which can greatly influence the perception of the message conveyed and the effectiveness of communication. Mindfulness practice can improve awareness of nonverbal signals, both in recognizing those sent by others and in monitoring those transmitted by oneself. For example, paying attention to an interlocutor's body language can provide valuable information about his or her emotions and state of mind, enabling one to adapt one's communication accordingly. In addition, mindfulness can help one develop a greater awareness of one's nonverbal language and how it affects communication. For example, you may notice that crossing your arms while listening to someone may convey a message of closure or defensiveness. Being aware of these signals allows you to modify them, if necessary, to create a more open and welcoming environment. Some strategies for integrating mindfulness into nonverbal communication include paying attention to eye contact. Maintaining appropriate eye contact during conversation can convey interest, respect, and openness. Mindfulness can help balance eye contact by avoiding staring at the other person or looking away too often. Monitor tone of voice. Tone of voice can greatly influence how the message is perceived. Mindfulness can help develop a calm, gentle tone of voice that conveys empathy and understanding. Be mindful of posture. An open, relaxed posture can facilitate empathic communication. Mindfulness can help recognize tensions in the body and assume a more natural and welcoming posture. If you found value in this video and wish to dive deeper into the world of mindfulness, please do subscribe to our channel and hit the like button below. It greatly helps us grow and continue producing quality content for you. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell to stay updated on our upcoming episodes. Thank you so much for your support.